Coming up on the last edition of Wildcat Weekly, Senior Gift, 5K Run, and Grub's Games and Glory. All this and more coming up next. Hello and welcome to the last edition of Wildcat Weekly. I'm your host, Fahim Amin. Alex's 5K Run is an event that helps spread awareness to save lives from celiac disease. Yukrim has more on the story.
5th grader Alex Morris is holding an event to help those affected by celiac disease.
We decided to raise money for the Celiac Disease Foundation, and since I love running, we decided to make a run to raise money for the Celiac Disease Foundation. Celiac disease, it's like a small bowel disease where people can't eat gluten or else it makes you get sick. And so I got it. Now I can't eat breads or anything, so yeah.
Well, Alex wants to cure celiac disease. That's her goal. She wants to become a scientist and cure celiac disease. So she knew she needed to do community service kind of project. And obviously she can't cure celiac yet. I'm sure she will, but in the meantime, she wanted to do something to help to that end. She has a website, alex5krage.org, and that will tell you all about the race, or the Celiac Disease Foundation tells you all about what they do.
The race is on June 8th at 8 a.m. at the Donda Forest Preserve. Go out and support Alex. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Ikram Qasim.
Beach volleyball is growing in popularity, leaving competitive and recreational people taking off their shoes and hitting the sand. Alex digs his way into the story.
Many of your peers have been out having fun in the sun and under the lights at local parks like Commissioners and Centennial playing beach volleyball. Although it is not as great as the ocean beaches, it is still a great way to enjoy the warm weather here in Naper, Vegas.
As school's starting to come to an end and summer's starting up, I like to go to Commissioners to play beach volleyball there. It's a fun, free thing to do with your friends, and you can go out there and play with a lot of people, and you'll meet new people, make new friends, and it's a good sport to play.
Yeah, it's really good for recreational. It doesn't really matter if you're good or bad. It's just a fun way to have some fun with your friends.
So call your friends, pack up your coolers, flip those shoes off, and go play beach volleyball at Commissioners Park, located at the intersection of 248th and 111th. The park is open after dusk and offers lights at the control of the general public to use. And for the last time, for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Alex Birkenbiel.
Chris and Simon take a look back on the impact of Grub's Games and Glory.
As the great Waldo once said, if you really love something, you have to learn to let it go.
We take a look back at this wild ride of memories throughout the school year on Grub Games and Glory.
It's hard to even imagine how impactful this segment has been to the local community. Restaurants have been on high alert that there are serious journalists who are investigating their places, not only for their product, but also for their service. And I think this segment has really opened up some eyes to what's going on in the community. This segment has been incredibly important to the media department. In fact, next year we're getting 5 new full-time teachers just to handle the amount of people that want to take media classes because they're so intrigued by this segment. You know, I've been here for many years and I've never seen any segment that has had the impact that this one has had. And it's going to be missed. It's going to be missed by a lot of people, and it's really sad that this is the end.
When Simon and Chris went to the Sugar Grove Family Fun Center and they were racing the go-karts, it really inspired me to become a NASCAR driver. After I watched that segment, I've been racing everything I can. Scooters, bikes, sailboats, chickens. Simon and Chris, they saved me. My name's Eli Tappan, and Grub Games and Glory has changed my life, and I just can't believe it's over.
We'd like to thank the faculty and students here at Neuqua Valley for their everlasting support throughout this long and fun journey. For the last time ever, for Grub Games and Glory and Wildcat Weekly, I'm Simon Shatinsky.
And I'm Chris Voss.
Even though the year of 2014 has graduated, a small part of them is still left here at Neuqua. Maddie has more on the story.
From the benches outside to the decorations on the wall, senior class gifts are everywhere around Neuqua.
The senior class gifts this year from the class of 2014 is a sign on the side of our building outside door 46, which is the athletic entrance. It says Neuqua Valley Athletics, just a way for us to not only sort of brand that side of the building because it's got good coverage on 95th Street, but also not only do a lot of athletes from other teams come in, whether it's to the pool area or the locker rooms, but also, you know, our own student athletes. So it's a good way just to kind of welcome them and put our stamp on that entrance.
Planning as far as a year in advance, choosing the senior class gift requires a lot of thought.
We start planning the senior gift with the class, those group of officers in the class council as a part of student council, really in October. And they start with a number of ideas. They range widely between super unrealistic to totally practical. So what we try to find is a good match between something the school needs, but also something the class wants to do.
As next year's school year is already on the horizon, there are many ways that the class of 2015 can get involved in choosing their senior class gift.
Any juniors that want to be a part of next year's class of 2015 class gift should really join a student council and be a part of the senior class council next year. You know, we start pretty early in the year with events like homecoming and then move right into prom planning and also senior class gift. Often those two things go together simply because they both have a deadline of this time of year.
Thanks to the class of 2014 for their contributions to our school. For Wildcat Weekly, I'm Maddie Reynolds.
With the year coming to an end, Payne looks into your summer plans on this week's edition of Catwalking.
A week from now, it'll be your last day of school. Let's find out what your fellow Wildcats are doing this summer on this week's edition of Catwalking.
I'm going to Haiti.
Going to Croatia.
I'm actually teaching a public speaking class for 6th graders this summer.
Going to Six Flags.
I'm working at Pelican Harbor.
Oh, definitely going beach and boats.
This summer I'm in 2 shows at North Central College.
My band is playing at House of Blues, so you should buy a ticket.
Oh my, nothing?
Me and Natalia are hanging out this summer.
Nannying.
Going to concerts.
I don't know.
Sleeping.
I am going to Paris in India.
Pretty much basketball.
I'm going to hang out with my friends. I'm going to go on a slip and slide.
Have an amazing summer, Wildcats. And for the last time this year, I'm Peyton Gomsky.
Thank you for watching this year's last edition of Wildcat Weekly. I'm your host, Fahim Amin. Stay classy, Wildcats, and I'll see you next year.
All things that I used to know have gone out the window.